So the Mini 5 Pro has been launched, and today's video is my first impressions, running through the updates and the specs, and to take a look into detail why I think it's a firm upgrade to the Mini 4 Pro. Let's do this. So hello and welcome once again to the channel, and what a busy week it's been for me. I've been dodging the weather, and that's been a great fate as well. My Mini 5 Pro arrived on the day of launch at 10 p.m. that evening, and I spent most of the evening charging batteries and activating the drone, as we all have to do to make sure we can get it up in the air. And not forgetting the DJI Care Refresh, which you can now do through the controllers. So the Mini 5 Pro offers a new design. It's a darker shade of grey, very, very similar to the Air 3S. And I do like it. It makes it more visible when it's up in the air. It has some great new hardware features, just like the Flip and the Mavic 4 Pro. It offers an auto turn on, which speeds up connection time, especially when paired with the RC Pro 2 controller. This can be disabled, however, in the settings if required with the toggle switches. So if, like me, you use the RC Pro 2 controller, auto turn on makes this super fast, getting it up in the air as quickly as possible. It has the new updated 1-inch sensor, very similar to the Air 3S, capable of shooting 12 megapixel stills and an increase of 50 megapixels with its quad Bayer technology. It shoots 4K video up to 60 frames a second and 4K 120 frames per second in slow-mo. The camera offers incredible low light performance with its nightscape and LiDAR front-facing sensors, along with the downward infrared sensing, making it super safe when flying in low light. More on the LiDAR sensor a little later in the video. It's capable in auto mode of capturing footage with up to 14 stops of dynamic range. It can also shoot in 10-bit in normal color profile. So if you're not keen on color grading, it will still give you 10-bit along with HLG and D-Log-M. One of the points I noticed when flying at night is that the navigation LEDs, which are the ones on the back arms, they turn off when you're recording, and there's no way of keeping them on. So it makes it virtually impossible to see. You can always turn on the bottom LED landing light to give you a visual aid, or in fact fix strobes, which will of course add weight to the drone. Speaking of weight, I've seen many reports that the weight of the Mini 5 Pro does exceed 250 grams. Now maybe I'm one of the lucky ones that mine actually weighs 249 grams, but we're talking kitchen scales here, not calibrated ones. Now I'm not going to debate on this channel. My take is just fly it. It has the C0 label, and hopefully in January 26, the new regulations will mean that you can fly drones under 900 grams in the A1 category. And that's something that I think will please a lot of flyers, I'm sure. The new camera not only offers true vertical shooting, but also offers rotation of up to 225 degrees. Now this offers the roll effect, which was introduced with the Mavic 4. Now in my opinion, I think it's a little gimmicky, but it can produce some different effects available, both horizontal and vertical shooting modes, which can be useful for social media if that's your thing. It now offers 40mm tele low loss 2x zoom, which is not a normal crop, as it offers better highlights and shadows and greater detail, which means that you can now get closer to subjects without losing the quality, like on the Mini 4 Pro with its digital zoom. One of the things I did notice while out testing is the Mini 5 Pro acquires more satellites. Now this uses GPS plus Galileo and Beidou. I've noticed an increase of up to 40 satellites locked, which increases the overall positioning. Now the Mini 5 Pro also offers the latest Smart Gen return to home, which again featured on the Air 3S and the Mavic 4. This will allow you to return to home more safely as it maps your flight from takeoff, and I'll be testing this again very soon. But I have a new plan for this test, so stay tuned for that one. If you haven't seen the test I did on the Air 3S, then you can check out that card up there It really is incredible. We now have dynamic home points, which again was introduced on the Mavic 4 Pro, and some years ago it was available on the Spark. This means you don't have to worry about traveling all the way back to the original home point and not having to manually update the home point whilst en route. I'll be testing this out fully in another video. One of the nice upgrades is that it has 42 gigs of internal storage as opposed to the 2 gig on the Mini 4 Pro. This means that if you forget your SD card, you'll have a decent amount of storage on board. And let's face it, we've all been there, haven't we? We've all left them at home. Now, a real game changer for me is the quick change props. No more fighting with tiny screws or even screws that are stuck in that you simply can't get out. The new push fit and twist props are so much better. This has to be one of the best improvements to the Mini 5 Pro. Yes, the design isn't new, but in my opinion, a great update. The batteries have also had an upgrade, 36 minutes of flight time, but in the real world, I've found them to last around about 25 to 28 minutes, depending on what you're actually doing. The charging system has also changed. You can now charge 2 batteries simultaneously, and then the third one will charge when the other 2 are complete. I'm actually using the 65-watt charger from DJI, so I guess that this will depend on the charger that you use. Total charging time is around 110 minutes for all 3 batteries. You can use the batteries from the Mini 4 Pro, however, they are 7 grams heavier. Flight speeds have also changed and you get a little more for your money. Top horizontal speed in sports mode is around 40 miles per hour, and that also depends on the wind. Talking of the wind, the Mini 5 Pro can now handle wind gusts more effectively, handling winds up to 27 miles per hour, as opposed to 23.5 miles per hour with the Mini 4 Pro. Now that will give you more confidence when it comes to fighting headwinds on your return journey. The obstacle avoidance gets another upgrade, including the new front-facing LiDAR sensor with vision system and downward-facing infrared sensing, making it a lot safer when flying at night and in low light conditions. Active track mode has new features. Although I've not tested this fully, it now has standard mode like cars and walk-in. It has a dedicated cycling mode and even skiing mode, but I can't see me doing that either. Apparently it will detect which mode you're in and try to adjust to suit, and the tracking speed has been increased to 33 miles per hour. I'm planning to test these out in another video. The latest gimbal and prop protection, or as I call it, the GIMP mask, is also new and can take a little getting used to. However, it does give good all-round protection and it keeps the props tidy and out of the way when you're putting it in your bag. Not like the last offering from the Mini 4 Pro. I used this once and then I chucked it to one side and never used it again. Now there's a side button on the side of the Mini 5 Pro, and it doesn't really have any use at the moment. Some say it's for quick transfer, but quick transfer works differently. You can wake the Mini 5 Pro up using the app by tapping on the icon for quick transfer. This will wake the drone up, and then you can join the network for the new Wi-Fi 6 transmission for downloading your content. I think this button will have future features by firmware update and maybe a quick launch function like on the Flip and the Neo. We'll literally have to wait and see what DJI do with that. So there we go. That's my summary. That's my first impressions of the Mini 5 Pro. What do I think to it? I absolutely love it. I've flown it with around about 6 batteries so far, and it flies absolutely flawless. It really does. Yeah, I know there's people out there that's concerned about this weight thing, and like I said earlier in the video, I'm not going to debate that. That's something for you guys to make your minds up over. I've got the A2 CFC, so it doesn't matter to me whatsoever. But first impressions, it's a fantastic drone. It's had some great improvements, some great upgrades, and I think this is top dollar. For the price, it's fantastic. I was expecting it to be actually a lot more on the launch date. Now, I bought it with the N3 controller, because I've got numerous controllers, as I'm sure you guys have as well. And so I got the cheaper option. One thing that DJI have stopped doing is they've actually stopped selling drone alones. I think the last drone that I bought that was a drone only was the Classic. I think that would have pleased a lot of people, being able to buy that drone on its own. But that's DJI. They need to make their money and then market it differently. So there we go. That's it in summary. That's my first impressions. If you've got anything out of the video that you found useful and informative, as always, don't forget, give us the old thumbs up. And if you're new around here, why don't you consider subscribing, dinging the dong, and all the rest of it that goes with it. I'm sure you know me by now. And you might like to watch those couple of videos I've chosen for you over there. And if you do, I shall see you over there. There's a lot more content coming on the Mini 5 Pro. So you might want to consider subscribing if you're not already. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.